So as a lot of you may know, I kind of despise gimbals. So much so that I bought a camera that has a built-in gimbal just so I don't have to deal with them again. But I have the RS tracking module, and now I have hands-free control over framing. The gimbal itself is fine, but the little device on top of the gimbal is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. This is the DJI Intelligence module. It turns the RS4 into an incredible workhorse, specifically for me, for filming myself. What I'm gonna do today is we're gonna cover this little bitty tiny device paired with this RS4 gimbal and how it compares to this. This is what I've been using a little bit to film myself doing my daily activities and doing a little bit of everything. And yeah, we're gonna see how it holds up. I like this so much. So here's the thing, because I own the Ronin 4D, I'm a niche audience for a gimbal like this. But this little device up here, I really wish I could use this on everything. The intelligence module, oh my God. When it comes to filming yourself and when it comes to upgrading your existing gimbal into something that is incredibly smart, I'm loving this thing. One of the things I've noticed when it comes to using this gimbal, the hand gestures. There are a ton of hand gestures. Most common one, this one is my start and stop gesture. Now I'm free to roam about the frame. There's nothing that's going to track me. But once I get in frame, let's say I get on this side of the frame and I put my hand back up, now I'm being tracked. And I've kind of reframed it in a way. But if I want to reframe it in a much simpler way, 2 fingers, boom, 2 fingers, and now I'm reframed and it's tracking me from the point that I am reframed in. There are a couple ways to do the tracking on this thing. You can do center framing, keep your subject always in the center, or you can do like point of reference. So no matter what point my subject is, it will track me from that point of reference. So if I wanted to, let's see where I can see myself, align myself over here, it doesn't recenter me. It keeps me on this point of reference. Really cool. I wanted something bigger than this because, you know, very tiny, very good for what it is. Smaller than my Ronin 4D. Like that's the big thing for me. I did not think I would come back to a gimbal setup because this thing, of course, you know how gimbals work. It has a decent payload for what I need. As you see here, I'm rocking the Sony FX3 with a 35mm. This is what I've been using to film myself a lot, but the intelligence tracking is very interesting because even sitting here, having my hand up and now moving around, it's very, very seamless. And then boom, I stop. That's it. There's nothing else to do. That's how easy it makes it. So it's very attractive for somebody who is a solo filmmaker. This thing has a 24mm lens on it, if I'm not mistaken. And currently I'm filming with a 35mm f1.4. So I'm just trying to kind of mix and match to see if it can do it. But the 24mm lens helps me start and stop, helps me, you know, have a little bit of separation when it comes to how I'm filming myself. But it's also really cool because this thing sees whatever it needs to see, separate from my camera. I love that. But what I have just noticed is at some point it caught my hands doing something in the tracking mode activated. As a person who talks with their hand a lot, this thing can kind of catch me, but it doesn't do it often. And if you find yourself activating and not activating and activating the tracking, you can actually change the specific hand signal that you're needed to use to activate the gesture. So I could change it to like the A-OK sign, I could change it to the peace sign, or I could, you know, keep it to where it is with the 5 finger. I like the 5 finger. As somebody who films subjects, like you film people often, this is very good as well because when it comes to wedding filmmaking, me doing my weddings and me going out and filming, this thing has been super handy because I really like using the Ronin 4D as my primary camera. As you all know, I'm a believer in it. I've paid my own money for it. It's incredible. Because it's so incredible, there's usually nothing I can add to the Ronin 4D. It's usually a completely separate camera that has a completely separate look and feel to it. But this tracking module outperforms my Ronin 4D, and I kind of don't like that because it's so simple. But once again, that's tech for you. It's been years and tech advances at such a rapid pace, which is why I'm very happy that even though this gimbal is quote unquote older, this is the current model, this thing just fits. As far as a negative, what I've noticed is no object tracking. That's where your skills as a gimbal operator are gonna come in play. You are still using a gimbal, so don't overthink it. This just adds a level of intelligence to it. It's very, very, very true to its name. It makes it a smart gimbal. So how does it compare? All right, I'm a person who uses the Osmo. Like, I've either used the Osmo or I've used the Ronin 4D. And as somebody who has wanted to have a big version of this, I'm still looking forward to an Osmo Pro if it ever happens, because I like the depth of field. I like the look and feel of a full frame sensor. I'm spoiled. That's what happens when you become a little filmmaking nerd, but it's definitely a step up from this. Convenience level, this thing is almost undefeated. Like, for the quality that it gives, it's really tough to beat. But once again, for the quality that it gives, I tend to want a little bit more. And I'll take as much as I can get. And this is a really cool package to have. Having wireless audio, wireless connection to the gimbal, and just a screw-on ND filter for this thing is really cool. And I'm trying to get back into an era of filmmaking that I feel like I lost personally, where I just get up and go. So there's a couple of ways that you can use this thing. Currently I have it in pan, tilt, follow. I hope that is correct. Let's check, because now I can actually just go to the side of the gimbal and read it. Yeah, I have it in PTF mode, which is pan, tilt, follow. That way when I go up, it goes up. When I go down, it goes down. There's a couple of ways that you can use it. I also have it in a slower tracking mode. That's why it's not keeping up with me 100%, but I do want it to look a little bit human. If I just wanted to keep the horizon the exact same, I would put it in just pan follow. So now there is no up and down action to the gimbal. If I drop down, it loses me because there's no activation on the tilt axis. But I like to keep it on pan, tilt, follow on a slow. That way, if I'm filming somewhere like this and I do go downhill, this thing keeps up with me. So what I want to do is I want to tell you a little bit about my personal cons, because of course I have a few. Here's the big con, and it's not a con on this gimbal. The intelligence module lets you start and stop recording by holding up a peace sign, which is super convenient if you're setting up a camera, get your framing right, start and stop recording, but you have to hook up via Bluetooth to the gimbal. I found out by using this gimbal that the Bluetooth on my camera is broken. It's software locked to where it will not actually activate. If you have a fix for that, please let me know, because I've updated firmware, I've done whatever I can, and this FX3 is bricked as far as Bluetooth concerns go. But when you have that connection, really convenient. It's a step up, but it is my personal con. Second con is the weight of this, because this is the RS, and as I said, I don't really want the Pro. I don't really need the heavier payload, but this does cut it close. I love the size of this gimbal being a little bit bigger than the Mini. A lot of people live and breathe the Mini, and maybe I should get my hands on it to just try out, but this is perfect for me. Like, having this level of convenience to where I can build this out if I want to. I have the full kit. In fact, it comes with this awesome case to where you get the handle and all the additional accessories and the focus motors and stuff like that. And that works, but for somebody who's using Sony autofocus, ND, and somebody who also has to start and stop recording by pressing the button, you know, this is actually really, really cool. And of course, it is a gimbal. Gimbals are not anything new, but my favorite thing that is a new experience for me is the breakdown, because when it comes to turning this thing off, that's it. I don't have to do anything else. In between shots, I'm saving battery life, or when I'm traveling and I can just throw this thing in the back seat. The level of convenience that this added for me has been really, really good, because once again, I've been very out of touch with gimbals. I got the perfect camera that I wanted to where I don't have to deal with that anymore. And the fact that they've caught up to a level to where it's not an inconvenience to me to be able to hand this to my second shooter and say, yo, this is your full kit, go film BTS, or go do whatever you need to get the secondary coverage for the wedding, or if you want to tag in and be primary, you have a completely capable camera. That is really, really nice. So I may not be talking from a standpoint of exactly what this gimbal does, exactly what the RS does, because once again, these things have been out for a while and I'm a little late to the party, but I do feel like the thoughts I have on it are very genuine, because I'm using this to film myself. That's the biggest outcome of this that I've been using when it comes to filming me or having me be filmed via the tracking, going out and actually being on shoots, having the quote unquote perfect BTS setup that can be the main setup. The flexibility that this offers is incredibly convenient. So here's one of my favorite things about this gimbal. The fact that I don't have to feel constricted to the gimbal when it comes to horizontal, vertical, or freehand shooting. If I want to just use my camera, I can just remove it. Like that's literally just it. You take one lever and you just remove it. And if I want to make my camera now film vertically on a gimbal, see if I can do this in one take. That's it. We tighten said lever, and now with a little bit of movie magic, because I had to rebalance this, boom, I'm a vertical shooting system. And I've never had that. I've always had just the Ronin 4D with the commercial grade setup, which is just horizontal. But now I can film vertical footage exceptionally easy. Overall, it has been a very fun experience using this gimbal, but oh, the big thing is this tiny little device. If you take away one thing from this video, I kid you not, all the other stuff aside, you take away one thing from this video, is that if you have the RS in kind and you've been on the fence, the intelligence module is incredible, hands down. So just for a walk around test, I'll walk and talk with you. It's about 104 degrees here in South Mississippi. I am sweating right now, but here's a fun fact. I am currently down 65 pounds. My hiatus and my absenteeism has not been just me not doing anything. I've been kind of working on myself, and I've been trying my best to be a more responsible person to myself. Wow, I really like this thing. This thing works really well, but there's something that I want to start incorporating in the future, and in my videos and in the stuff that I talk about, but that is taking care of yourself. Because I went a couple of years there not taking care of myself at all, eating whatever I wanted, and not going outside, being in my office all the time, feeling sluggish. And now this piece of gear really does align with my new alignment of trying to be more active, trying to get outside, do stuff, and just check out some cool tech, because this is definitely some cool tech. I really like that. I really like that a lot. But with that all being said, that's all I have for today, guys. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you loved it, consider subscribing, because I'm bringing you more videos just like this every week. So you guys stay safe, you're loved, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.